Is there really a secret formula for growing your online business? Let's dive in. Let's take a look. Coming up on the EntreFit Podcast. Do you want to create, market, or scale your online fitness business? My name's Sean Garner, and here we give real fit pros the tips, tools, and strategies they need to succeed online. Welcome to the EntreFit Podcast. What is up, guys, and welcome back to the EntreFit Podcast. If this is your first time, thanks so much for hanging out with us. This podcast is all about helping the real fitness professional to create, market, and scale their online fitness business. And today I want to talk to you about the secret formula, apparently, to growing your online fitness business. Now, this actually comes from one of my mentors I've had the honor and privilege of learning from, Mr. Russell Brunson. I've talked about this book a lot. If you guys have never read this book, .com Secrets, it is incredible. I recommend just buying the whole .com trilogy. Tons of really great information in those books. And in the very first part of .com Secrets, Russell kind of overframes what he calls the secret formula for growing your online business. And in this context, obviously, your online fitness business. So what I wanted to do is walk you guys through this and help put this into context for the fitness professionals online. I've seen so many people to where fitness professionals, I should say, where they're going through something, they'll read something like, oh, but that doesn't apply to me. That would never work in fitness. And I think it's just because they don't understand how to make those things work and apply towards their industry. So here's the secret formula. He has 4 parts of this secret formula to succeed online. And number one is, and there are 4 questions that you have to ask yourself and you should be able to answer. So number one, who is your dream customer? I 100% believe this because this is what I teach as one of the very first steps of my coaching program is you got to build a community. Guys, you cannot try to be all things to all people online. You're not going to stand out. If you think about the people that you follow and you buy things from online, they're probably niche experts within a target market. That's what you have to be if you want to stand online. And so many fitness professionals struggle with this because they're like, well, I work with all kinds of clients and I help all these people. That's awesome. And I'm a big believer that you should have those skills, gifts, and abilities to work with all those clients. But if you really could just work with one person, like who would that be? That's what you really have to find out if you want to succeed online. You can fight me on this one all you want, but I personally, and I've worked with hundreds, personally do not know of anybody that is truly successful online that is all things to all people. They're known for something, and that's what's made them successful. And you don't realize this, or maybe you do, but this is what happened with your in-person business as well. It was just kind of forced upon you instead of you being intentional about it. So you had a dream customer or a target market you were working with. They were people that lived so many miles from the gym that were looking for the type and style of gym that you guys had, and were interested in either your group fitness style of class or a personal trainer. And then they happened to click with you during your assessment and they bought a session from you. You still had a target market because even if you step back and you really break your clients down, most likely there's more similarities to them than what you actually realize. And with determining your dream client, a quick overview I always tell people is 2 questions to ask yourselves to kind of help niche this down for you is number one, who is the client you love training most? Like when you train them and you're energized, you're full of life, and you could train this person all day, every day. What about that person do you like? And start kind of breaking that down and thinking about that. And the second one is, what is the result or goal that you love working with? Like, when a client comes to you and they say, oh man, I want to run my first 5K, or man, I've got 50 pounds I need to lose, or man, I'm really looking to increase my strength, or man, I've never done barbell training before. I'd love to learn that. Like, who's the person when you're like, yes, and you get pumped up because you know that goal, you crush it every single time. Once you know those 2 things, that I have found really kind of helps to narrow down, at least in your mind, the type of character that you want to work with, and then the goal or the niche that you want to provide for them. So that's number one is you got to know for this secret formula, who is your dream client? The second one is, where are they at, online and in person? So once you know who you're working with, guys, there is somebody out there. You have not discovered some super ultra secret niche. Somebody out there has already been gathering together your dream customers online. For me, for example, whenever I was going through and doing Project Dad Bod, the majority of my men that I was working with followed and liked Men's Health. So Men's Health magazine had already gathered those people together. They were commenting on their Instagram post. They were commenting on their Facebook post. They were reading their emails and stuff. So once you can know who you're working with, then it's really easy to find them out online. Because if I told you that, let's say your dream customer is stay-at-home mom runners, man, I can think of a bunch of places. I guarantee you there's Facebook groups and communities, there's blogs, there's newsletters, there's podcasts that have already attracted those type of people. Once you know who you're working with, well, then you just you do some digging sometimes, especially if it's like super niche stuff. Then you start digging online because you know what you're looking for. Put yourself in that person's perspective. What are they Googling? What are they searching? Where are they searching? What platforms are they on? And that's where you should be investing your time, effort, and resources to go build relationship with those people. So once you know who you're working with, number two is where are they at online. You start digging in, and that applies to in-person businesses too, right? Like if you've got a facility, all of this stuff still applies. You got to know who you're looking for, and then where are they at? Are they, again, working with runners? Go to a local run store, look at local 5K races, different triathlon groups that are probably meeting in your area. There's probably run communities and stuff like that. Find those places, go get plugged in, offer free services to them. Maybe you go out there and do the warm up before their 5K. Tons of stuff you can do whenever you know who you're working with, then it's easy to find out where they're at. Then once you know where they're at, number three for this secret formula is what bait will you use to attract them to you? Now listen, I don't want that to sound like scammy, like, oh, bait and switch. No, that's not what that means. It's using a fishing analogy. So you know exactly who you're looking for, right? You know where they're at. Well, what bait are you going to use to bring them in? So being an Oklahoma country boy, right? So you know what kind of fish you want to catch, right? You know what pond you need to be fishing in. Well, what kind of lure or bait do you need to use to reel that type of fish in? So again, this is where we think about things like lead generation on your social media content. This could be like a free workshop that you do each month. This could be some type of free guide that you've put together, some type of resource that you can use, videos and content that you create that you can put in that pond when you know where those people are. Man, that's the kind of content you should be creating, especially like this is what I tell people with the online stuff. Like when you know where your people are at, like that's the platform you should be spending your time on. People are fit pros are always asking like, well, should I be on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube? Like you should be where your people are. Like if I was doing Project Dad Bod right now, like I know that most likely they're not spending a ton of time on TikTok right now. Right? If they're 45-year-old men, maybe that's kind of creepy, but they're not spending that much time on TikTok. So you got to know where your audience is at. So then you can put that bait out there to bring them into your world. And then the very fourth thing, guys, is what's the unique result that you can create for them? So you know who you want to work with, right? You know, again, going back to the fishing analogy, you know what kind of fish you want to catch. You know what pond to go to. You know what lure to use to bring them in. Well, what's the unique recipe that you're going to use once you get that fish? So what is the unique result that you can create for them? So again, talked about this in previous episodes. People are not looking for fitness and nutrition programs. They're looking for the result to a problem that they have. They're not buying like, oh, I really want to join Sean's fitness program. No. Man, I really see that Sean helps dads, get their confidence back, to have more energy with their kids, and, to be intimate again with their wives because they feel comfortable with their shirt off. Like that's what they're looking for. They're not looking for, that Sean teaches a better squat than anyone else. No. That's not what it is, guys. They're looking for a result to the problem. There's a quote that I love. Again, I believe this actually comes from Russell Brunson also. There is somebody that is crying themselves to sleep each night dealing with a problem that you have the solution to. And it is our job as fitness professionals to give those solutions to the people that we feel called to serve. So guys, this is a great overview of just kind of what Russell talks about in .com Secrets. Big fan of this book, tons of good information in there just to kind of help get the brainstorming sessions going, because I definitely believe that it's time for the real fit pros to take back the online fitness space. So hopefully this simple framework right here gets the ball rolling, gets you kind of brainstorming some ideas of how you can serve the people online that you feel called to serve. So guys, thank you so much. If you are interested in joining our coaching program and you are a real fitness professional that wants to create, market, and scale online, love the opportunity to speak with you. Go to entrefitcoaching.com and you get your first week in our coaching program for just $1. I want to make sure it's a right fit for you and that it adds value, because if it doesn't add value, I don't want you to pay for it. So guys, thank you so much for listening. If this episode adds value, share it with your fellow Fit Pro friends so we can help the real Fit Pros take the online space back. So love you guys. Have an awesome day, and we'll talk soon.